For those of you who are always worried about my caffeine intake, I got a Keurig, so I can't pour myself massive cups of coffee. Whatever the Keurig will allow. Anyway. Let's make some art. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. If you've been here for, I guess, about 3 months, you might recognize this piece. A little while ago, 3 months ago, I did the 3 marker challenge, but 4 times. That video was a lot of fun, so if you haven't seen it, I will link it in the iCard for you. But in that video, I made this. And even though it's just a design that I whipped up right on the spot for the challenge, I actually really like her concept. Today I wanted to take you guys along with me while I sketch out her while I work on her design a little bit more and refine it. So let's get to it. You like my stickers? I need a thing, which I have a drawer that has things in it. It's crazy how drawers do that, right? My sketchbook is just so thick, it keeps bursting open. Yeah. Alright, cool. Normally when I design a character on the channel, I like to let you guys help me pick the name, but I actually already have a name for this character. I haven't thought about her design at all, really, because I wanted to save that for the video, but I have started thinking about how she could fit into the world I put her in. Her name is Millicent, but she goes by Millie. Put her up here. I guess the best place for me to start, I'll just sketch out how she is now, and then I'll see what I like and what I don't like. By the way, while I'm sketching this, I do want to say I don't ever plan on giving up making traditional art videos or digital art videos. At times I really make one more than the other, but really it's just A, what I feel like doing at the time, and B, what's easiest for me to film and edit. Because as far as videos on YouTube, I prefer to watch traditional art videos, like sketching stuff like this. I really like sketchbook content, but sometimes it's easier for me to film and edit digital art videos. So there are times where you'll get a big chunk of traditional art videos in one sitting, and like how it's been, sometimes you'll get a big chunk of digital art videos in one sitting. And then I get people commenting, wondering if I'm ever going to make traditional art videos again, or vice versa. Don't worry. It's just a mix of what I'm able to record at the moment and what I feel like doing. But I'm never going to give up one or the other because I do really like both. I didn't warm up, so this sketch might not be the best. It just needs to get the point across. This is a very interesting character for me to draw because I don't think I've ever drawn a fairy, like ever. So if I did draw one once, it has been a very, very long time and I do not remember. Immediately though, one thing I want to change is the color scheme because this is brown. I know, okay. It looks super brown in person, but it looks so much more green on camera. And since I was so used to seeing it in person, I guess I didn't realize how much more green it looks on camera. Like I noticed the color change a little bit, but it's very, very, very brown in person. So I want to pick a brown that's a bit more obviously brown. That way we don't have that whole debate again, because it was intended to be brown. It looks brown in person, so we're gonna make it brown. If that's okay with you guys. I'm just reassuring you guys. This is just a quick sketch to lay out her design. I'm better than this, I swear. What I might actually do real quick, since I have my Tumblr brush pens just off camera over there, I might lay down some general colors. Her hair was generally this color. I think I made her look a little bit or a lot of bit older than I was intending her to be. I don't have an exact age set out, but not this old. I want her to be a child, basically. This is not at all the color I want, but it's the color I'm gonna use. I mean, it's more obviously brown, I'll give it that. That was on the bucket list of things to do. Alright, the main thing I want to do, I might introduce another shade of colors, because since I was doing the 3 marker challenge, I had these 3 markers to work with. It was this purple, this pink, and this brown. So adding details like the bow and like the stripe on the thing. I couldn't get a whole lot of contrast with them because I was just using the 3 colors. That'll be something to work on. Once I actually lay her design out more, I'll be able to place colors more accurately. For now, this is her general design. Honestly, I think from like the shoulders up, I think that's fine for the most part. I might do a little bit of tweaking with her hair here and there, but for the most part I'm happy with that. It's mostly the clothes I want to work on. Immediately while I was sketching this one, I really wanted to play around with these like shoulder things. I think if I were to exaggerate them a little bit more, that could be really fun. Maybe make them look a little bit more like a poncho. And I guess also as a result, we would have to make the bow around the neck a little bit smaller, so then that way there's not fighting for the eye's attention. Sometimes I'll just make characters and I don't really know what to do with them, but for her, I wanted her to be in the same universe as Robin, Arietta, Rhea, that whole gang. The day that I'm filming this is the day after Rhea's video went live. Someone pointed out in the comments that this story is a lot of redesigned old characters, which is correct. I didn't intend for that to happen, but here we are. Another thought that I had, I really wanted to play around with the skirt and make it not a skirt, but shorts. But you know, those like really puffy, ruffly sorts of shorts? I wanted to work on that. This is definitely too small of a body. We'll just say it's chibi. I think for her hair, I want to exaggerate these things. Like here, it was just a curl, but I think making them like actual strands, like a flock of hair, I guess. I thought about making her, what we're working on now, to be the poncho. I've thought about making that like a cape, but because of her wings, I'm not sure how well that would work out. This is just kind of a quick thumbnail sketch, so I don't know if you guys can even tell what the hell is happening. I don't know if I like her shoes a whole lot. I'll make her socks a little bit taller and keep her shoes generally the same for now. I don't hate them, I'm just not sure how well they would go with the rest of the design. So now that I've tweaked that, let me make a more less shitty sketch. I made her face look way too old, but then the body is like kind of accurate, so it just looks really weird right now. I don't know if I should talk about her sort of backstory, I guess. I made those way too big. I have thought of stuff. I don't know if I should talk about it in depth. I don't know. How about this? Once Tabby and Belladonna's video goes up, leave a comment asking about Millie. At that point, I'll probably be able to talk about her a little more. I really like the way I drew the poncho in these little thumbnails more than this actual bigger sketch. I haven't really thought about how the shirt rests on the pants, so that's something I definitely need to work on. Yeah, I definitely don't like the shoes and the socks. They don't fit the vibe. Let me bounce over to this. Yeah, that doesn't fit. Clean this up just a little bit. I don't remember if it was in the 3 marker challenge video or if it was in just another video of mine, but I remember saying that I'd be open to making an OC video of her, but seeing as this month is like the finale of the story, I probably won't make a video about her, just because she is such a newer character. Like, I plan all my videos out in a month, right? So by the start of the month, I know what video is going up on each Wednesday. As soon as I made that 3 marker challenge video, this video was planned to go up the month after that, but then things kept happening, and that clearly did not happen. If I did actually end up making it around that time, probably would have been more likely to make an OC video about her, but right at this point she is very much, I'm not even done making her, so that tells you how new she is. Since she is in the witch universe, she needs magic, and I have no idea what kind of magic she'd have. I don't know what's common between fairies. I think, isn't there just like different types of fairies where there's like a water fairy and like a not water fairy? I'm sure someone who knows more about fairies will let me know in the comment section. Maybe I could make it like not shirts and shorts, a shirt and shorts. And maybe I can make it into like a jumper type thing. Honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going over the shoes. Fuck those shoes. I'll figure them out later. For this next little doodle, I think I'm going to draw her without the poncho thing, just so I could figure out what actually is happening. I also need to like land on a personality for her. I feel like all 3 faces that I've drawn so far, did you see that voice crack? Nice. I feel like they all kind of read a little bit differently in terms of personality, so I don't like this. There's a little space up here. Can I do anything here? All right, that did absolutely nothing to further our goal in making her design work, but I had a fun time drawing it. This pen is dying. Well then, there's still a lot of... Wow. Wait, where'd that go? Hello? It's already going great. The next day, because I had to wait for my camera to cool down because it got too hot, and then by the time it was cooled down enough, I didn't want to film anymore. So, on the bright side, A, I found another purple pen. This one works, I can confirm. And B, I was able to look up some inspiration. My god. I was able to look up some inspiration because I was feeling a little bit stuck, I guess. I don't know. Mostly from the shit we talked about. I don't know. I'm sure I said something. I don't remember. But I have some ideas. I didn't want to think about it too hard because, again, I wanted a lot of it to be in the video, but see, I still want to figure out how exactly I should draw her bangs. I do want her ears to be fairly noticeable. Normally I make very shaggy bangs. A lot of my characters, you can't see their ears at all, or you can just barely see their ears. She does have really tall elf-like ears, so it's not like they're super subtle, but I do want to like make that more of a prominent feature of her design. So I do like this one lock in the front, but I don't know how much more I should put in front of her face. Not sure how I feel about this. This is what I got for now though. I made these bows a lot bigger, didn't I? Yeah, they were pretty much barely noticeable. I like the larger ones though. So before I was drawing her sort of one piece thing, like having no sleeves, but I wonder if adding sleeves would be fine. Oh my god, are they doing yard work? Every single time. Every single time. Somebody go through all of my videos, make a compilation of every time they do yard work outside while I film. So I kind of thought about having this sort of like vest thing over her thing. I'm excellent at talking right now. If we picture her shorts and this part up here as like one piece of clothing, I imagine that to be white, and then anything on top of that would be brown. And then her actual poncho on top is white. So like, I don't want to just not have anything here because I think I really need that brown to help break it up. I'm definitely going to have to take some time to focus on the hair specifically. That leaf blower is extremely distracting. Alright, like an hour later, we're back. I no longer have coffee though. R.I.P. coffee. You will be missed. But for those of you who don't believe on that, I drink water. I do. So anyway, if I can actually film this video for Fleck's sake, a part of me wonders how much it matters to focus on the sleeves, because you won't really see them unless I make them longer. I also need to make an executive decision on where exactly the bows are placed. I think they would look fine both on the sides and in the front, but another thought I had, I'm still not entirely sure about this top part, but making this part like a little bit longer so then that way it's kind of reminiscent of a skirt, I guess. I'd have to play around with the length though, because I'm not sure if I love the cut on this. Really quick, I'm going to make tiny doodles of her shorts so I can decide the placement of the ribbons. I feel like if I do make this longer, I'll probably have to move the ribbons on the side. I think I like them on the side just because I can see the ruffle detail a little bit more, but we'll see how that goes when compared to this once I figure it out. I think I might also want to make the sleeves a little bit longer because of the gloves that I have planned. I'm not sure how well it would work out because I don't want it to be too cluttered, but because if we do give her like longer sleeves, I would think it being like around her elbow, so we would have that cut there, the poncho cut which would be about there, and then her gloves which would be about there, and I don't know if that would be a lot. We will just have to see. She doesn't need a nose right now. That's not what's important. I think I want to bring back the longer locks of hair behind her ears. I just feel like it makes more sense for her hair. I also haven't really worked on a collar for her shirt. I kind of want the sleeves to resemble the, the shorts, the one consistent thing throughout all of these. Honestly, I think I could make the sleeves a little bit puffier. Maybe something like that. Not entirely sure about what kind of cut this should have. So let me make a little doodle with, I keep calling it a poncho, but I don't actually know if it's a poncho. Since she has wings, it should kind of be like, she has her wings here, which I haven't been drawing. It wouldn't go all the way around, so then that way her wings have a spot to go through. Maybe I can make them, because I've just been kind of drawing the stripe go all the way down. Maybe I can make it this sort of shape. Not sure I love that. I think I just like it going across there, but I do like this sort of cut. I think it helps to break up the white space a lot more. I feel like if it were any shorter, it would kind of be a little too much white. I got an idea. I don't know if this would help with the cut up here, but it might. I think a big problem with me and my art is that I have too many ideas for like smaller details that in the end it could end up being just a lot. But I was wondering, because I made these like super puffy, if there was like kind of a cut like right there, I guess. So her shoulders are exposed and then it comes together like around here. Maybe there's like a button or something there. I can go back to this sort of shape and I think it would look a little better. Maybe there could be another stripe up here. or something. I don't know. Or maybe like a seam down the middle. I love it. What have we accomplished? I would like something like this in the back. I like this sort of shape for the, what would you even call this? Apron, overshirt sort of thing. Ribbons on her pants are on the side. Poofier sleeves. I drew all of them with squares, but then I circled this one. I think we're making good progress. I'm not too worried about figuring out a color scheme. I'm pretty happy with like the placement of colors and everything. Like if we look at this, it's mostly just tweaking the specific shades and hues, I guess, on the to-do list. I think I've pretty much figured out her hair and it looks pretty much the same as it started, to be honest. I want to focus on her wings and then I need to figure out a shoe situation. How about I just draw wings and then I can use like a highlighter or a marker or something. So let's see, her original looked like this. Let's see, what if we made this a little bit smaller? I don't know if there's like a rule to fairy wings. I think they kind of just look like bug wings, right? So maybe in the future when I have more time and I'm not like on a limit to get a video out on a schedule, maybe I could look at different insects or whatever and draw inspiration from that. This is not the same purple I used on the other page, but it's fine. Who cares about consistency? Now for shoes. One thing I had is playing around with giving her boots, but I'm not entirely sure. I do want to add some ruffles on the bottom of her though, because I feel like her everything else has a lot of ruffles to it, so I just think adding ruffles to the socks it'll help to tie things together. Look at those hands. Who says hands are hard to draw? Just look at that. I kind of want to bring that shape down to her shoes somehow, again just to help tie everything together, but I'm not sure how I would do that, and I'm not sure if the ruffles make it a lot. I think that idea is fine for the shoes, I just don't know how well it works with the ruffles. What if I combine these two? So I have like the taller boots with this detail in the ruffles. I think bringing these two details closer together will either make it so much better or so much worse. We will we will find out. I wonder if I should bring the waist in a little bit more. The hands just get worse. I think that's okay. I definitely have to play around with her shoe design a little bit more in depth. I like this sort of shape I made. Maybe we can add that in here. Ooh, what if I added another ribbon? That way this part kind of resembles the poncho. I don't know if it would be correct to call that a poncho. Is this a poncho? That came fairly easy enough. I'll probably tweak them in the future, but for the sake of finishing this video, that's what her shoes are gonna look like for now. I can't wait to like work on her personality and like the written aspect of her more, because as far as her visual design is going, I really like how it's turning out so far. Okay, big boy Copics here. I do want her skin to be that very light pastel pink. Let me bring out a couple different ones here. And then hair. Let's see. Here it looks a lot more pinkish purple because I did use pink for the highlights. I don't think I'm gonna go super like blue violet, but maybe like a little bit more violet, and then I'll see if I like that better or if I like the pink undertones better. Here I shaded the white areas with the pink because I was doing the 3 marker challenge. I don't know if I should shade with a cool gray, a neutral gray, or a warm gray. So let's take one of each and then we'll test that. Honestly, I think I might want to go a little bit more saturated, but that could also just be a flat colors thing. I could really make it look more saturated with the way that I use shading and highlights. These seem a little bit too desaturated than what I was picturing. I think I want them to be a little bit brighter. This one's pretty similar, it's just a little bit brighter. So maybe it'll be better, I don't know. Darker shade. Oh yeah, this is way too dark, I don't like it. Definitely not using this one, I'm gonna throw that to the side. Oh yeah, something like this is way better. All right, I don't like this one. I think I do like this skin tone better than this skin tone just because it gives me a little bit more saturation. I wanted her skin to be a little bit more pastel than this. There might be a good color to add some shading, but that is not what we're doing right now. Let's see how this would look. It's not bad. I think it's just a little bit pinkish for what I had in mind, but maybe I could use it to highlight or something. See here, I think we're getting to a bit too saturated of an area. So let me see. I liked this skin color. I liked this for the darker brown. I believe this was the lighter brown. I didn't try out this hair color, but I think it would be too, yeah, it's way too dark and desaturated. Let me test out the grays. Honestly, I don't really have too much of a preference either way. I think they all work about as fine as each other, honestly. My main issue is the hair color. I still haven't landed on one that I fully love. The general tone of this one is exactly what I'm looking for. It's just a little bit desaturated, but maybe if I can combine these two, I can get something that's more of what I'm looking for. And if I still don't like it, I'll probably look for an Ohu marker. I mean, I guess that's fine, but if I were to do that, I think I need more contrast within the actual highlights, but I think that's fine. All right, one more test. I want to see what order to mix these in. Sometimes the order in which you layer colors on top of each other really changes the way that it looks. There's not too much of a difference, but I think I like layering this one just because it's a little bit darker. I just realized the cacti got pushed out of frame. Whenever I tape something in my sketchbook, if it's a finished thing like this, I'll put the tape on the back and then like fold it over, stick that in, and then that way I can flip it up and I can still see all of the drawings underneath. It's a little life hack for you. How much yard work are you guys going to do? I appreciate the hard work, but it's inconvenient for me. Do I have to wait again? Is this my life? Schedule completely haunted by the yard workmen. Alrighty, now that that's all settled, I meant to throw these still in frame. Got a sheet of paper here for when I use Copics. Hate this. You ever just? I don't know if anybody else gets like that, but like, I could already tell by putting 5 lines down. It's not gonna look good. 5 lines down reminds me of, remember that band 3 Doors Down? I'm gonna make a band 5 lines down. It's the emo band for artists. And all we do is talk about how much we hate our art. We'll make hit after hit, I tell ya. I feel like I can't draw right now. Which is weird because I've been drawing all day. A lot of people ask me what sketchbooks I use in a number of videos because I don't have a set sketchbook that I use forever, all the time, always. This one, honestly, can't say I'd really recommend. Can I draw at all right now? That would be really great. One of the downsides, as I'm sure you can probably tell, it doesn't erase very well, like at all. I don't know how much the camera is picking that up, but, and if you're somebody who does sketch in pencil quite often, this sketchbook would be literal hell for you. I don't like this either. Is this what people go to art channels for? To watch you erase something a bazillion times? This is the last one. If I hate this pose, then fuck it, I'll just hate it for forever. I mean, it's acceptable. I'll take it. I don't remember where it was from, but someone left a comment telling me that my eyes were, not my eyes, but the way I draw eyes were too far apart. And like, I never noticed it before, but then now that I know it, it's like, how did I not see it? It was the most obvious shit in the world, so. Hopefully you've been noticing. I've been making a conscious effort to fix my eyes. I don't remember if there's bows on her sleeves, but there is now. I kind of want her to be a little bit more on the thin side because I actually have a hard time drawing those types of characters. I draw a lot of like thicker characters, I guess. I really don't like this paper. I'm almost done. I have this much left, so I'm not sure I love the eyes. I think they need to be a little bit larger. I think she looks just a bit too old here. I think I do want her to be a little bit more bubbly. Almost like a stereotypical child character, I guess. Just like bright, happy, bubbly sunshine, because like I don't really have that kind of character in this cast. The closest thing would be Micah. Like, he is a lot more mature, so it definitely affects how he expresses that part of himself. I think having her be that sort of character might add a little bit of diversity to the cast. Now that I told you guys to ask me about Millie's backstory, once I post Tabby and Belladonna's video, don't know why I just really stuttered saying her name, but she does have one. I did think about her story and everything, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's really cool and really, really fun. The reason I don't want to make a video about her, A, because she is very new, but also the role that I plan on having her play is like, we have the main cast, right? And that's all of the characters that you've seen so far. And then we have Tabby and Belladonna, who are more minor characters, and that's why they're getting mushed together into one video. Millie, I plan on having kind of supporting cast, I guess would be the best way to describe that. She's not exactly a main character, but she has a more significant role than a minor character, and I could totally still talk about her if I really wanted to, because it's my series and I do what I want because I make the rules, but it would bother me not placing her before the minor characters, and there's no way I'd be able to have a video about her ready by the end of this month, so. But I'm definitely open to it in the future. Maybe when it's all about OC's 3.0. Because we're at 2.0 right now. I really know how to milk my characters for content, am I right? I'm not sure if I portrayed it well enough in the other sketches, but I kind of want her pigtails to curl in just at the bottom here, kind of similar to these. I also need to think about a tool for her, I just remembered. I have no idea what that would be. There are bows and ruffles everywhere on her design. I don't know if this is overkill, but I'm having fun drawing her, so. I think this arm might be a little short. Do I want to fix it. And I probably should. If I have time to sit here and debate about it, I have time to fix it. It might still be a little short, but that's better. I think I need to decide on the size for her wings. I feel like they've kind of been all over the place. Since she is a kid, maybe I can draw them larger now, and then she can grow into them in a way. Okay, it's the next day, because of course it is. For fuck's sake, for the love of God, I'm begging you, can I please finish this drawing? Put these here, because I keep smacking them, and I'm sure they would appreciate it if I didn't. As far as the liner is concerned, I think I'm gonna use this Micron. It's like a light reddish brown. Lighten this up. Can you hear the stuff on my desk shaking? I always find lining the hardest part to film, because I line with my face directly above my drawing. I really need to work on hands. Don't worry guys, I'm still planning on making that sketch vlog series where I work on the things I need to work on. But to be honest, I'll probably wait until I finish this sketchbook because, to be honest, I don't really like working in it that much. But my next sketchbook I already have picked out and I like the paper a lot more, so I'm probably gonna work on finishing this in my own time and then I'll work on that. I have collected a few references for working on hands, but I also wanted to take a few pictures of my own hands so I can have like more specific references. I also do need to work on feet, but honestly I might do that on my own time, not in a video, because I feel like if I do make a video on it, it'll end up on a weird side of the internet, if you know what I mean. And I would also like to take some reference pictures of my own feet, and I'm not super jazzed of the idea of putting pictures of my feet on the internet. Sorry if you were looking forward to that video of mine in the future. Let me bounce over to a gray liner real quick. I don't use them a whole lot because they don't always show up the most, but that's why I think they're gonna be perfect for this actually. It's kind of hard to see with the pencil, but you'll probably see it more once we erase that. Still haven't entirely figured out the waist situation. I do definitely feel like it needs to come in over here a little bit just to add some shape to her, but I don't know if I were to add like a belt or a ribbon or something, if that would be too much or if I should just leave it how it is. Oh no, that's fine. We can just pretend that that's not there. While I let that ink sit in, I'll probably get my markers ready. Let me get some shading colors, possibly some highlights. I filled out 3 spreads in my sketchbook, so I don't know how long this video is gonna be. So I might keep the actual like shading and everything a little bit more simple than what I would typically do. Let's actually use this for the highlights on the hair. Feeling a little crazy. How would this work? I think it's a little saturated for what I would prefer, but I guess I'll go with it. Trace the pencil. I don't know why my voice just sounded like I was about to cry, but this is just a very emotional moment. For anyone new here who doesn't really understand my process, I usually add the base tone and the highlights at the same time. I usually like my highlights to be a lot more blended out than a lot of the shading. See how squeaky these markers are? Nice! I feel like this paper sucks so much out of my markers, which is one reason I really do not like it. Honestly, I'm not sure if there is an art supply I could recommend you use in this sketchbook and have it be like amazing. I think about the only thing I haven't tried in it is like acrylic paint. Since I ended up going over the skin so much, I'm not sure how much this will show. Actually, yeah, I'll use this to add some more depth wherever it's needed. I feel like the liner kind of lifted right here, which is very strange. I've never had that issue before. I'm just gonna blame it on the paper because I don't like this paper that much. Let's see, I layered those on top of each other, right? But I believe I put the purple down first, then layered this on top. Oh my god, as for the highlights, there's a lot of marker action going on here. It's very confusing to my tiny brain. At the moment, I feel like there's too little contrast between her skin and her hair, but I'll see if that changes once I add some shading. And if it doesn't, then I'll have to find another marker to use in the future. I just realized I completely left out one of her pigtails. Whoops. Here, how about I just... And then I'll throw a liner on that when I'm done. This is what my hand looks like right now. This is my life. Yeah, I think this is a lot better. Ah! It's fine, I could turn that into something. Before I forget though, let me add her wing patterns. Maybe it's a bit dark. Kind of pictured it being a lot more subtle than this. I might add the tiniest bit of gray here just to add a little bit of depth because it's kind of not doing much for me, to be honest. I guess first I'll add this one because there's not as much. I just realized my binder clip is in here. I think I'm gonna hold off on shading this for now, and I'm going to add the darker browns. And I think doing that will help me figure out where those need to be shaded. I messed up a lot on this part. I've got a marker in my mouth in case you were wondering, or if it was nervous. Yeah, I'm a professional. This should be nice and simple because it's just white. I'm also not super satisfied with how the darker brown turned out, but a part of me is wondering if that is the paper. This paper is so hard to work with in terms of markers, so maybe I'll do a quick little illustration on my own time on a separate sheet of paper, one that I know can handle markers more. I think we're done with that. We just gotta add a couple of highlights here. That covers it up okay, right? And then I could add some down here so it's not completely awkward. And then it looks almost intentional. Let us go back to the beginning. Not my Ace Attorney trash. We started here with this drawing on the 3-marker challenge. Played around with the design a little bit, tweaking the silhouette. And then we worked on really nailing down those details. Kind of figuring out more specific shapes and I guess the functionality of her design. And then of course we have her wings, color schemes, and the finished product. I had absolutely so much fun designing this character. Like I said, I hadn't made a fairy character before. This was a first. My camera's dying, so I can't drag this outro out for much longer, but thank you so much for watching, and if you liked it, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on Millie. Let me know your thoughts on her design. If there's anything that you think I could improve with her design, let me know. I'd definitely love to hear it. And if you are new here, hello, my name is Oliver. I post a new video every single Wednesday, and additional bonus videos whenever I can. I really like sharing my art with everybody, and if you want to see more art from me, and just other oh, my camera cut out. Anyways, if you want to see more from me and more shenanigans, go follow me on social media. Those will be on screen now. I mostly post my art to Instagram, but I occasionally post art to Twitter, so go follow me over there if you are interested. And if you want to see more of my videos, there will be some on screen now and linked in the iCard for you to check out. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!